Hello everyone, it's Susan here. Welcome to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to work on block 2 for Roxy's Journal of Stitchery project. And yes, I have it all pinned down. So nothing is sewn, and I want to show you, I'm going to deconstruct it. And so I want to show you what I'm thinking it's going to look like, and then I can start the sewing. So I do have this eyelash trim, which I know I want to put on here, and it will probably go, I don't know, maybe down here. I don't know. That piece I haven't quite figured out yet. But the rest of it, I think I'm good. This is, I think, what I want. Of course, like I'll be taking some, probably the pearl thread in size 8 and be doing some flowers and stuff, but not a lot because I really like the simplicity of this. And if you think it looks similar to Sarah's, well, it does, because she totally inspired me. And using the eyelash trim, or the eyelet fabric, I just had to. So we're going to deconstruct this. Right now it's only pinned. So up on the top, I have this little flower and this beautiful, beautiful piece of lacy trim. Is it not gorgeous? I actually purchased these from an Etsy shop from Poland. And oh my gosh, I can highly recommend her. I will put her link below. Actually, a couple pieces right here are from her as well. So this little section right here, there's actually 3 pieces right here. So I have this gorgeous flower, also from Poland. This is also from Poland. Aren't they absolutely stunning? Let me shut my window, my curtain here. The sun's starting to pop in. Aren't they gorgeous? So I'm going to place that on that. And then this I had. It's the most beautiful doily, fabric doily, lace doily. It's stunning. And I just thought, how gorgeous is that? Because you can still see the gorgeousness of this doily. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my gosh, I just love it. So I have that. Down here on the bottom, I've had this, these flowers, the little rosettes, for many, many, many years. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is just perfect, because they have almost like a yellowish tone to them. It's probably more of like a very light beige, but it just looks so good with the yellow. So that's going to go down there. And then this is my piece, right? So this is, I cut a big piece of the eyelet. It was like a runner for a table. And I have it on my block. So my block base is on the back, which is a linen napkin that I've torn up. And all of this over here extends over the edge. So that's going to be sticking out of my journal, and I just love it. So yeah, so now I have to go and stitch this on. So I'll use my white, well, I don't know, should I use, maybe I'll use this color. So this pearl thread, and it's an off-white. I think this will be better because I don't want this to show, because in this one, what I want to be the star of this piece is, are these beautiful, beautiful pieces, right? So normally when I stitch, I do like to use, yarn or thread that really pops. But in this case, I don't want to see the stitching. And all I'm going to do is I am going to sew this down, probably just around the edges, And because when I sew all this on, it will sew the middle of this eyelet fabric down onto the block. So I'm thinking that that's going to work really, really, really well. And I'm thinking, gosh, I think that this is going to be a lot easier than January, because in January, the whole bunny thing kind of threw me for a loop. I'll never look at bunnies the same ever again in my life. It was traumatic. So this, to me, having neutral colors plus flowers is just right up my alley. So that is my plan. So I'm gonna start to stitch this down, and I will be back. Okay, so I did go through this and I sewed just a running stitch on 3 of the edges, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to sew this last edge over here together, and then we're going to start working on this stuff, and we're going to get it down onto this block. Oh, and if I haven't mentioned yet that I do have both Sarah and Rachel's YouTube links below. You know, you might be new to hearing about this project, and so I just want to make sure that you all know that Rachel and Sarah are the ones that are, you know, heading up this project, and they put videos out every Wednesday. So, you know, definitely make sure that you check them out. And they also post over on Instagram, so you can find them over there as well. Yep. Okay, so I think it was a good choice for me to use this color thread and not the white thread, because yeah, I think that would not have, you know, it would have been too white. It would have been way too white. So I'm glad that I decided to use this one. I don't want to get too close to the edge because it is coming apart just a little bit. So I'm going to go down, and I'm going to kind of go along this line here to stitch this down. And again, all I'm doing at this point is getting all of my different pieces onto my block, and then I'll come back and, you know, we're going to do some lazy daisy stitching and who knows what else. So what I want to do with this little flower is I'm going to do a French knot right in the middle. So I'm going to go ahead, I know I want it right there, and I'm just going to kind of hold it, and I'm using a yellowish, orangish color yarn that actually matches the bottom piece of this quite well. Yep, there we go. Perfect, perfect, perfect. That works. So now that yellow flower is on here, and then like next week when I start getting more detailed with my stitching, then we'll see what, if anything, else I do to that flower, right? So right now, that's the scoop. We got that down. That's perfect. I just need it on there. Okay, so then let's keep going. And I'm going to zoom back out just a little bit because I don't want to get too close, because then I don't know, that I'm always afraid of going out of screen. Okay, so that is on there. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I want to get these down. So I know I want that, like that. I want that, like that, and that, like that. Easy peasy. I think I'll pull this over this way a little bit. I do want to make sure that I leave, plenty of space for that down there, and I'll probably somewhere, I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to put that eyelash trim. So I had a dilemma with this. My dilemma is this. I do not have this color thread. Not that you have to have exact colors, but in this case, I did want to have more of an exact color to match this beautiful buttery yellow, very soft, right? Very neutral, very pretty. And yeah, I just don't have anything that color. So what I decided to do is I am going to use this same off-white pearl thread, and I'm going to go through, well, it's actually going to be 5 layers all at once. So I'm going to go through my block, right, my base fabric, the eyelet fabric, this beautiful lace doily, this crocheted, or I don't know how it's made, doily, and this flower. So similar to what I did with the other flower up top, but I guess it's not similar because I'm not going to do French stitching or French knots. All I want to do is basically kind of just baste it down in a few areas with very, very, very small white stitches. So what I am thinking of doing is, let me just stop for a second here and show you something. Let me pull this through. Okay, so let me stand up so I'm sure you can see okay. So you see how this goes up and then there's like a little, area there, and it continues up. But you see how I was going to do the pistol stitch on all of these. So as you can see, I'm just putting a little stitch that I think will be covered up when I do the pistol stitch. And then the very last thing that we're going to go ahead and get sewn on right now are those rosettes, and that's going to be easy. Well, because first of all, they are all together, and it's just going to take a running stitch to get this down. And I don't know if in the end I would do anything else to these. I suppose I could, right? Let me know what you guys think, because in reality I could do some French knots here, like in the middle of each of these. I could do that kind of thing. We'll see. But for right now, I'm gonna just go in the middle or close to the middle of each flower and do a stitch. All right. Well, this is a ton of fun. I'm really enjoying this whole project. I'm learning tons and really, really, really enjoying being creative with textiles. Oh, and I do have, I guess I'll mention, I do have a couple other projects I'm working on as far as working with fabrics. I'm working on a Just Because book, so those videos go out on Mondays. And I'm also working on expressing the Word of God through textiles. And that, I'm going to do a video only once a month on that, but it is an all year thing, and you know, once a month or one block a month. And yeah, so those will come out probably on maybe the first or second Sunday of the month. But so just so that you know, I do, you know, more than just this. Although this is awesome, and yeah, loving it. Loving it. All right, so that is it for today. And look at how gorgeous it is. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So it will go. I always like to take a look at what it's going to look like in the actual journal, right? I don't have any of this together. Everything is just kind of sitting here, but this will go here, and it will be next to the blue one. So this is January, February. Pretty, right? Oh my gosh, and I'm loving all this on the end here. Super pretty. Super pretty. All right, so I will see you next Wednesday, and we're going to get a little bit more detailed. Not sure how, but we will. Okay, so thank you all for being here. I appreciate it so much, and I'll see you next week. Or if you want to stop by to my other videos, that would be nice as well. Okay, bye-bye. God bless.